So recently, I've noticed that I have way too many games backlogged in Steam, a common issue that most people with active Steam accounts go through. So I figured that if I don't turn this into something, I'll most likely never play any of these games, ever. So here is what this video will be. I will be selecting 5 random games out of my many backlog games and play exactly 1 hour of each, or at least try. Give you all a short first impression of said games, and at the end of the video rank them real quick and give you random bits of info, like if I even thought of revisiting them, how much the end playtime was, or if I flat out just uninstalled them because 1 hour was enough. Most of these games came from Humble Bundle and I have no idea what they are, so with that said, let's just see how this goes. And the first game is Diluvian Ultra. Alright, I guess. Well, in the first 10 minutes of this game, it was instantly apparent that it was just a Doom clone. It seemed fun, but I have kind of outgrown this art style a bit. The art style was probably my least favorite thing of this whole game. It even got me dizzy at times. Other than that, the game feels incredibly responsive and the music is really catchy, but to be honest, I don't really see myself playing this for very long. I have played many games that are like this, that replicate the Doom formula, and at least for me, this one didn't particularly grasp my attention. As much as it seemed like a fun game to play, it just wasn't for me. I struggled to even finish the hour. If you are craving this type of game though, and are not sick of Doom clones like me, it was a decent Doom clone. But it was a Doom clone nonetheless. And now for the second game, Golden Light. This game was something. Very eerie roguelike for what I could tell, and definitely not a Doom clone. But sadly, I didn't make the hour either. Got kinda tired pretty quick. You are basically thrown in these disturbing corridors with a vague explanation of what is going on and what happened to your wife, or at least I think it was your wife. These spooky corridors have items and furniture that can come to life and attack you in any moment. The game always seems to want to trick you, and I chuckled a couple times and even jumped and got startled in some instance. It was fun, I'm not gonna lie, it was a fun game. I would probably play more of it. It's a roguelike, which is a genre I already have a soft spot for, and a pretty unique one at that. It is a horror game with some meta mechanics here and there, like tricking you to eat your map. I thought that was kind of funny, but after my first playthrough I kind of wanted to move on. But I think in the correct mood I would revisit this game. Now for the third game, Ghostrunner. Oh my god, that is a lot of space. Alright, now this is a game that got me hooked on almost instantly. Crazy that we got yet another first-person shooter in this video, but oh well, that's the randomizer for you. I instantly liked this game, as easy as that. I want to keep playing it, I surpassed the hour limit without even noticing, and by the time that I am writing this, I cannot wait to finish whatever games are next so I can continue this one. So far it's been an interesting story, and the game graphically looks gorgeous. It is hard as balls though, and I am not very good at it, but I am adamant to get better at it. It seems to also be a very speedrunning friendly game, as it times you on how long it takes you to complete each stage and how many times you died on set stage and stuff like that. The game in a way reminds me a lot to one of my all-time favorite games, Katana Zero. It flat out makes me feel like I'm playing a 3D version of that game. The aesthetic, the gameplay, and the time factor are both very similar, and I don't consider that a bad thing because I have been craving for more Katana Zero content for so long. So for now, Ghostrunner will have to do. And apparently there is also a second game that is also in my backlog. So far, my favorite of the bunch. But with that said, let us continue with the next 2 games. Let us see the fourth game, 198X. Finally, the randomizer picked a non-first-person shooter and a very different game from the rest of the list. 198X, or however you're supposed to say it, was an interesting short experience. I passed it under the hour, messed around a bit with it afterwards, and then uninstalled it. It was a fine little game. The narration was a bit dramatic for my taste, and the intro cutscenes was long, even for a short game. But the games, or mini-games, representing different styles of retro games was fun. Overall, it was a cute little game. I'm pretty sure someone out there probably got more out of the story than me, but at least for me, it didn't do much. I was enjoying the different genres and games that kept changing. It maintained my attention enough to pass it in one sitting, and that for me was enough. Fun game overall. And now for the last game of the video, Metal Unit. Okay. I really wasn't expecting much from this game when I saw the cover and the title. I thought it was going to be a pretty meh experience, but I was pleasantly surprised with it, and I was fairly entertained all throughout the hour. I even went over the hour and didn't notice, so that's always a plus with these backlog games. As for the game, it's a pretty run-of-the-mill roguelike, but hey, I love this genre and they always entertain me one way or the other. I can't really single out anything special this one game does compared to other roguelike games. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but you get what you would expect from any roguelike game. The art style is nice, the combat is pretty engaging. If there is one thing I wish this game would have is a fast drop attack like they do in other games like these, but I am not sure if maybe that's an ability you get later on, so we'll just put a pin on that one. For now, as it stands, it's a pretty fun but overall okay game, and that is completely fine. Probably would keep playing if I have nothing else going on. And with that, I have officially eliminated 5 games out of my backlog list. Alright, let's see how many I got left. Only 108 to go. Oh my god. Well, at least I played these 5 and I did enjoy the process of making this video anyway. It feels a little less daunting and it was fun because I get to try a lot of different games. So I'll definitely do more follow-up videos like this here and there, so be on the lookout for them. As for the last ranking of each game played, here is a list with the last updated playtime. That way you can see if I actually played more of them or not while making this video. With that said, I'ma go play more of these games. Or I won't. Who knows? Okay, bye.